All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen, to the teamfortress.tv cast of Street Hoops eSports versus Rent-A-Homies. This is ESEA-Invite Season 16, Week 6 on CP Granary. My name is Lange, and I'm joined by Marxist. How you doing, Marxist?
Oh, just fine. Ready to watch some Granary. A lot of people don't really care for Granary, but I love it. So I'm excited, Lang.
So these two teams have actually met before. A couple weeks ago on CP Snakewater, and that time that these two teams went head-to-head, it went 5-2 in favor of Rent-A-Homies. But these two teams actually have an even win-loss. They're both currently sitting at 5-4 on the ESEA standings. So let me see which team is ranked higher. It is currently Street Hoops eSports sitting in that 4th place spot, Rent-A-Homies in the 5th place spot. The only thing separating them is a couple rounds for. Street Hoops eSports has 29 rounds for, whereas Rent-A-Homies has 22 rounds for. But I'm expecting this to be a very close game. You know, as I just said, these two teams are very close in the standings. I'm hoping for some excitement. Granary is known to be a map where the performance of the combos and the quality of the Ubers is really tested. So when you have these teams that are so close, you usually end up with pretty close games on a map such as Granary.
Yeah, and with soldier-driven teams, I mean, yeah, Duatna is a factor on Street Hoops there, but you got Grape. A lot of people really like Grape and look for him to do pretty big things. And Fusion and Servo are a massive part of Rent-A-Homies, and this is a map to watch that as well. Especially at the mids, where the go-to strat is go about as high as you can and then land on somebody.
Call that the Kevin Mackey. So yeah, sort of. Let's run down these rosters a little bit. So I'm ashamed to admit I'm not super familiar with some of the players on either of these teams, but as you mentioned, Duatna for Street Hoops is a huge impact player. We've seen him put up massive damage numbers in multiple matches already this season, and that's not even to mention, you know, his history as a player and the great performances he's had. And then, you know, we have Grape, who's sort of been around the block a while. I hesitate to call him up and coming because he's been around for such a long time, but, you know, we still have never really seen him on a LAN team, so it'd be nice to have him get his shot there. And then, yeah, you know, we have Deadbolt and Paragon, the twins, over on Scout for Street Hoops. And why don't you tell me a little bit more about Rent-A-Homies, Marxist?
Alright, well, we got Rent-A-Homies. So there's John Milter, the Pace Bin Bandit, who's on Scout, along with his partner in Goku. And this team, the Rent-A-Homies team, as they already up together, has been around a long time, all together, basically the same roster. Fusion and Servo, the Chaos Pocket. Gonna see him do a lot of things you're not used to seeing, maybe. And then Caspian, playing on Medic. He played Scout for a real long time, made the switch over to Medic, and now he's an Invite. So, hey, you know, sometimes you got to give up the boots. And you got Short, who I often call Shirt, just to mess with him. And he's playing Demo, and we're promised also Booty's rollouts from him tonight. He purported that he would do the same thing on Metalworks, but his booty rollout on Metalwork was, well, it was a shameful display.
So the booties, that's the item for Demo Man that gives you full control over your charge, is that correct?
Yeah, but it also gives you a slight health boost.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Yeah, so it comes into play on your buff, because when you're a buff Demo with the booties, you have 300.
Oh, wow. So you're just 300 hit points running around with pipes because the boots replace your stickies, right?
No, they replace the pipes.
Oh, so you have stickies only?
You go to mid. Yeah, you go to mid with stickies only, but your 300 health gives you a lot more leeway on your rollout. But it looks like we're going to go live, Lang, so I will give you the first mid, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tune into the short cam. We're gonna see if he does go with these booties. I'm looking at his feet. I don't see any kicks on there. I don't see any you know, Jordans or anything. It looks pretty normal, but we're just gonna keep watching short here on this initial rollout.
Oh, no booties are all out, so we were lied to by the John Milter.
Both teams rolling out here. This is one of the maps that's relatively simple for the Demo Man rollout, but still obviously plenty of room for finesse. Both Demo Men arriving at about the same time, sending sticky spam over to each other's health kits. Short trying to lock that off. Gonna switch over to the fusion cam now as he prepares for his bomb. He's standing on the point, jumping at the enemy combo, gets good damage on the demo, forces him to kind of back off, gets the medic out of the fight briefly. A lot of frags happening right now. We have 4 players down for Street Hoops, 4 players up for Rent-A-Homies. I'm watching John Milter right now. He's thinking about maybe charging forward, trying to pick up Kozin, but no, Kozin's out of there. I'm gonna try to watch Kozin now. He's all the way back at last, Marxist.
Yeah, time to just bail out. Nobody's with you. You can't hold second. On that mid there, Lange, I actually watched poor Ash try and do a double jump off the crates and get absolutely stuffed. But it looks like we're going to have an Uber come in from the Chaos Pocket himself. And it's kind of a bad deal for Kozin because he hasn't had his Uber yet. His team was dead. Tries to get some Uber sauce. Lots of pressure on the point from the Rent-A-Homies. But they're starting to fall out and the Uber comes out. So that should pretty much keep the point blocked. And now it's all up to the forward spawns and Shirt to keep this out.
Watching Deadbolt right now, him and his scout partner Paragon are trying to apply pressure on this point here, get the red team to back off. They seem to have done so. They start tap capping the point, but as that happens, the soldiers with buff from Rent-A-Homies start peeking back in and shoo those scouts away. Right now we have the Ubers pretty even, only about a 10% advantage in favor of the red team. We have Servo, the combo of Rent-A-Homies moving up top. Looks like they might want to take their Uber up there. That's where both of their soldiers are currently postured.
This is going to be a really tight window, and Goku's not going to have a lot of health when he goes in. Fusion's dead too, so we've got... And Short is out of here too. John Milter gets headshot. That's totally botched Uber. They are going to have to yoink on out of there. But there's someone on the point. Oh, that was the demo man trying to get that almost.
So I just briefly looked at all the players that were alive for Rent-A-Homies to see if they had anyone hiding in the spawn that could go for a back cap, but alas, no. No such luck. Goku getting a little overzealous with his buff, goes in and donates a pick for 20B, and Duwada takes another one, taking out John Milter. So that's both scouts down for Rent-A-Homies. This means that their flank is totally weak, totally exposed, and that they have almost no back cap power. So right now we're going to see Street Hoops just go ahead and push in the mid. This should be relatively uncontested. And the medic! Deadbolt is all over him. Caspian, not sure what he was doing there. Caught way out of position. Double going to try to pick up another frag here. But Kozin goes down to the sneaky play from Servo. I really don't think that should have happened, but good play from Servo. Taking out the medic for the other team, sort of giving his team a chance to stay alive in this round here.
I think that was just a miscommunication because Servo went through choke because he didn't see anybody in yard because they're all up in garage and whatnot. And Caspian was kind of there with him, like, should I go, should I stay, or should I go now? And right. He decided to go, to stay around and then go after the whole team of Street Hoops was on mid, so he just instantly died. But the Chaos Pocket made up for it. A little bit of pressure now coming to yard, too, but I don't think they're gonna push.
Yeah, both teams briefly saw each other, like, all 12 players sort of stared into each other's eyes in yard, and both of them mutually agreed that, no, we don't want to do this right now. So 20B back off into mid. Again, Uber's relatively even. Rent-A-Homies sitting at about a 15-16% advantage. Let's just double check. Are both medics running regular charge? Yes, they are. Caspian has his Uber now. Kozins is going to be taking over to 100% shortly. And so, yeah, welcome to Granary. We're just going to see stickies on doors and casual spam going back and forth until one team feels that they see an opening or get some kind of spam advantage, giving them a little bit more health, and they decide to push.
Yeah, maybe see a stalemate. I imagine we might see Ash try and do something here eventually. He does have a buff, and he's walking up on the choke, looking at the things, but apparently not, doesn't see what he wanted to see, so he's gonna bail out of there. Hopefully they'll try and either do like a left wrap play or get something going, because, yeah, I mean, it's Invite, right? Like, they should have played this map enough times to not just randomly get killed by spam through the tiny door and so on.
Right, yeah, and then we actually see Street Hoops, they see an opening, they get a scout through on left. Which scout is that? I'm trying to get my camera on him. That's Paragon and Deadbolt. They're both in through the left. The stickies are clear. They're making the calls to their team. We'll switch over to the Grape Cam now, as he's most likely going to be taking this Uber. Uber's popped first for Street Hoops. Uber pops second from Renta Homies. Switching over to the servo cam as he is currently the one taking the Uber, doing a good job of making the other team split. Goes for the air shot, doesn't quite get it, I don't think. It was hard to tell there, a lot going on. Servo jumping forward, getting good pressure, takes down the medic, gets good damage onto Duwatna there, forcing him to back out. But the flank of Street Hoops has done a lot more work. The only player left alive for Renta Homies is Caspian, and he's going to be forced to back all the way out. And you know, I think we're going to see maybe a couple members of 20B start to push in before the spawns come in.
Yeah, they're going to have to pay the toll at those doors, and Duwatna's going to get free shots on each one of them, so it should be pretty tight here. Oh, well, the demo tragedy. He does kill the medic in demo.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch at the end there, hitting that last pipe. But what they tried to do there was really by the book. It's what they should have done. They had Paragon and Deadbolt running in, causing havoc on the point. Meanwhile, Duwatna was standing back and, you know, just taking advantage of the free spam he could get and distracted players. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. But at least it was, you know, sort of a reset. But that's good because 20B are still at an advantage, sitting at about a 55% Uber advantage. They're moving up top with the heavy weapons guy. That's Deadbolt on the Russian meat wall. And I think they're going to be pushing in top here, Marxist.
Yeah, I don't know about this play. You see it happen a lot. Everybody's like, man, we're going to have the heavy coming up top, and it almost always doesn't turn out quite the way you want it to, and there's Duwatna going down in a sticky trap. Sometimes it's not a good idea to have your demo check that Deadbolt's going to just die as heavy up top, too. So there goes the Uber advantage, so I'll say that I perhaps cursed 20B.
Oh, the crit's coming out from For Rent, but luckily the supreme reaction timing from Kozen does save his pocket there, and that's two players going down for For Rent. We have the Uber, I should say the remnants of the Uber, coming in, pushing on left. Duwatna currently tanking those heals. Go switch over to the Grape Cam right now. He's sitting at just 30 health, but he's Grape. He's going to run in, try to DM anyone he sees, and there's only Servo up alive. That's going to be the first round in favor of the Street Hoopians.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent round. We only saw a tiny little stalemate, so still pretty good back and forth. And we both missed the crits, so you know, things happen.
Yeah, it's hard to stay on top sometimes. Do you want to take this mid, Marxist?
Oh, sure. I'm going to watch Big Grape at this mid. Looks like he's going to go for the up top strat, because, well, maybe not. He's going to spam that low right, find himself an Ash, I believe, who's now jumping around. Gotta try and find out what to do, but his medic's gonna die, or Fusion rather. Fusion's gonna go get that med pick, and bunches of picks coming down as Grape just sort of jumps around. The soldier on Granary. Servo's gonna go down as well, and we've got Duwatna and Deadbolt both preserved. Grape gonna move up too, so that should make for a second cap.
Yeah, we do have 4 spawns coming up for Renta Homies, though, and they might want to contest this. I'm not sure. Maybe Grape can do some good zoning play. I guess I'm underestimating how long it takes to walk up here from the red spawn. But yeah, you're right. The second cap is going to go. Hopefully they don't get cleaned up here, though. Grape just barely getting out of there with 26 health. Gonna meet up with his medic. But we see the red team, Renta Homies, actually retaking their second point very quickly. Here's some action going on the left side. That's Ash currently fighting both soldiers. He's going to be fighting both scouts in a moment as well. Oh, we have the scouts actually rushing out in left jar. There's going to be a melee happening out here. Renta Homies actually having a little bit better presence, managing to push Street Hoops out of that left side. This is abject chaos happening right now in these left jars. I don't know what's the flank and what's the front.
Yeah, they're actually on the point now. They're just going to Uber on for it. I wish they'd have kind of not flashed both those players so they could have got the point, but such is life, and they're going to get it, and we got Caspian, Fusion, and Short still up. They've got to sort of chase to their last. I don't think they're going to make it. No, well, there they go. They get the Uber out as well. Unfortunately, popped on just a medic at this point. But, you know, things happen. It's a little stressful. Don't want to lose this round. And we're going to see more or less a reset.
Yeah, that was close. Although that Uber wasn't, you know, necessarily under ideal conditions, they did what they had to do, and Short and Caspian doing a good job of defending that round for their team. Yeah, as you said, we're going to see a little bit of a reset, but we do have a 20% Uber advantage in favor of Street Hoops eSports. Let me just double check. Is anybody on crits? No, we're both on Metabeam here. Both soldiers for Renta Homies posturing a little bit aggressively up in that pipe. I'm wondering if they're considering maybe just jumping in and going for something, but no, they're going to back off. And actually, we have Paragon on the Sniper Man taking a shot down that pipe. They're not going to be able to make anything connect. Trying to peek on the Scout on his right side now. But I'm going to watch the Grape Cam. They're actually at Uber, and I guess they didn't realize that they had an advantage. So they're just going to let Rent-A-Homies get their Uber now. And we actually have a pick in favor of Rent-A-Homies as Paragon goes down.
Yeah, Paragon known for his snipering, and especially in Highlander, but not able to really get anything there. Fusion's going to go down as well. So Grape gets himself a nice little kill. We got John Milter sniping as well. So they actually get in pretty deep. Very little respect for the John Milter sniper, and we're going to have an Uber exchange out here with the Rent-A-Homies being one player down. No real kills coming out from the Uber. John Milter is going to go down, having switched back to Scout. Grape is going to get himself some more kills. Ash is going to get 2. Deadbolt and Ash again. So really nice last push in there. Kind of duck in, duck out. Then come back in and finish it off.
Yeah, so mid-fight number 3 here. Gonna watch the Duwatna cam on his roll. I'm actually gonna switch between Duwatna and Short to see who's doing better here. Duwatna is miles ahead of Short. Do we know what happened there? Duwatna's at mid, Short is nowhere near mid yet. So Duwatna has, if Duwatna realizes what's happening, he can really lock him out. Getting good stickies up top there, gets the early pick on Goku, and what Street Hoops needs to do now is they need to get super aggressive, and that's what I'm seeing happening. Ash jumping all over the place, getting that early distraction play, and you know what? That's all that Full Rent is going to be sending into mid. That's it. They're not sending anyone else in.
Yeah, they just, when you have a Scout go down immediately, and something happened to Short there on his rollout. No, I didn't catch it. I was looking at Duwatna myself. But, yeah, that's just best not to go. Have this let's not go to mid strat and get your Uber going. Grape may be loosely aware that something might be up, and they've gone left. So we're going to see a crossover. Servo's actually quite injured there as well. Paragon hurt too. But we're just going to have this sort of Uber back and forth dance. And now that'll be the death of Servo. So we're probably going to see them spill back inside, maybe get back indoors. Or the Scouts are going to go try and go ham, but we're going to lose Caspian, Goku, and Short. So, and the Cap is from behind, more or less. Still a little bit of fighting out in the yard, but John Milter's dead now too, and that's going to be halftime.
Yeah, it's only Servo up, and there's no way he can make it to that point. So, yeah, a very quick 3-0. This is very different from the last time these two teams played, because as I said at the start of this cast, last time they played, Rent-A-Homies won 5-2, so, you know, not a roll, but certainly a comfortable victory. So as we are at halftime right now, I'm going to really quick try to pull up these stats and see where the numbers are.
I will do the same.
Okay, so I have the numbers in front of me. Grape having just a phenomenal performance so far at 13 frags, 4 deaths, about 344 damage a minute. And nobody on Rent-A-Homies is over 300 damage, although given the fact that they're losing 3-0 and Fusion is still at about 283 damage per minute, that's pretty good. And is Fusion the roamer or the pocket?
Roamer.
Okay, so putting up that kind of numbers when your team is losing on roamer is very impressive. I mean, I usually don't hit those numbers on a good day when we're winning, so Fusion's doing something right. But yeah, the rest of his team's just, you know, For Rent is playing really aggressively, and I like that. You know, they're trying to take advantage of the uncertainty that often happens in these transition plays into Yard, and they're trying to push out and make engagements happen and make Street Hoops feel uncomfortable. But it seems that once they get out there and sort of lock eyes, they kind of just stand around and they lose whatever plan that they had. So, like, I love the fact that they can get out there cleanly, but it seems that their follow-through on that kind of off-Uber timing push is not all there yet. And or maybe it's just the raw DM from Street Hoops that is coming out on top, but they need to figure something out. But I don't think they should completely abandon their current strategy, because I really like it, and they are managing to get outside and Yard cleanly. They just can't quite figure out how to approach the DM fight that ensues.
Yeah, Servo in his Ubers isn't really able to get into anything, and then he ends up kind of hanging around because he doesn't have good info on where the team is, because he's the most forward player. So he doesn't know if he should continue on or not, because there may just be no one there. And so he kind of just hangs around, and then he dies, and then everything collapses. But it looks like we're not going to go for the ice, the other team strat, and just go live.
Yeah, so right now I'm going to watch Duwatna again. I'm also going to check up on Short. Duwatna ever so slightly ahead in his rollout. Short opting to go up top. Duwatna as well, so Duwatna getting the good smart spam, hits it directly onto Short. I'm going to switch over to Fusion now because he's been putting up such good numbers. Gets directly on the medic, but goes for the distraction play instead, and unfortunately gets taken down from a crisp little air shot from Grape. Got body blocked by Deadbolt while that happened. Caspian doing his best to dodge. Nice little matrix dodge over that rocket there, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. The scattergun of Deadbolt manages to find him, and that is going to be another mid win for Street Hoops Esports.
Yeah, another solid performance from them. Grape's getting really good bombs at mid, where I think he's getting some kind of a call because it's good enough that he's landing on multiple players each time, and he just lands on 3 people's heads and gets 2 kills, and it's really hard to fight a mid after something like that happens.
Yeah, so I'm going to watch Grape right now as they have the Uber, but they're kind of backing up. It looks like they want to be super safe and not risk a sniper pick. So that's smart, conservative play. You know, they have the Uber advantage to spend that kind of time being safe. As we have Grape and Kozin moving up top. Ash actually donating a pick, but Grape's going to move in anyway because I still have about a 50% Uber advantage. Uber gets popped. Great spam coming in from 4 red, sort of making that pop early and delaying them. Grape going for the air shot, not quite hitting him, but still cleaning up Short. Going to switch over to the scout cam now. I'm watching Deadbolt. He's got a full buff, and he's in these soldiers, taking out Fusion. Only 2 players left alive. That's both the scouts. Oh, and the damage from Deadbolt and Duwatna is too much. 4-0 match point for Street Hoops.
Land dreams on the line potentially as well. Grape also had a nice little air shot too. So I'll go ahead and grab this one, which may be our last mid, but who knows? So I'm gonna go. Let's go with no. Looking for him. We'll go with Paragon. Give scouts a little bit of love. Gonna go up top. Look around. Strong left-sided mid so far. Oh, there's a soldier right there. That's kind of the scout's dream. And they're going for what I like to call the toilet bowl, our rent. They go hard right around. Wow, nice shots on the med from Grape. So that's going to be a kill. Duwatna, 64 health, and a servo rocket finds him from the garage. So we have a mid win here for Renta homies, and it looks like Servo's going to run up as well.
I wonder if either medic is going to come up crits. If ever it was going to happen, it'd be now. So we have Kozin, he's up. He's on regular Uber. Gonna check what Caspian comes up as in just a second. Caspian also up on Uber. Okay, so no crits from either team. We have both teams building furiously, just as quickly as they can. But because Kozin spawned a little bit earlier, he has a small advantage. But Servo actually getting in, making some action happen on the flank. Deadbolt goes down. Paragon gets revenge on his twin brother. They're taking down Servo. We have 20B, that's Street Hoops, starting to peek out into this left side. Might be a fight here happening in a moment.
Yeah, it's not a particularly good fight either for Street Hoops because they're stuck in that back corner there, and they were just eating stickies. They're all lit right now. I don't think Street Hoops is aware of just how badly they were hurt. Every single Street Hoops player that I saw was in the red, and only 1 red player for Renta homies. So that was the time to maybe try and go crazy, but I guess they decided to back up and let this sort of Uber stalemate occur, where it looks like they're going to opt for going left with buffed players.
Yeah, they're walking both soldiers up top. They have potentiality to get the easy pick here. Are they going to manage to take down the soldier? Yes, Fusion does take down Ash. So we're going to have Servo and a scout walking up top. Fusion there as well, trying to get their early spam out. No trap. They're going to get in relatively cleanly, although Servo does eat a pipe there. Man, these scouts are all over. They're just really pinching for Rent, but for Rent doing a better job taking down both the Demo Man and a scout. So that's going to be Street Hoops being forced to back out here as For Rent captures the point and gets ready to move into last.
Yeah, Fusion walked around behind there. There were people that saw him do it, but he was just a little too fast, got in behind and kind of trashed Street Hoops' little plan there. But this last push is not going particularly well. Lots of presence on the point, and it's also going to see our friend Caspian just bail out of there. It was kind of a doomed push. Pushing in there looked good if you would like just tap the scoreboard, but a lot of those players have been dead for a little while, and so they kind of just came out of the woodwork on Rent Homies, and they weren't able to really deal with that effectively. Nearly getting the point, though.
Yeah, so we're going to have currently about a 20% Uber advantage for Street Hoops. They're keeping that pretty consistent. I wonder if they know they have that kind of advantage. I don't think they do, as I see them playing pretty far back. It looks like we're going to reset, have another little stalemate here. I see sticky traps both going up on the same side from both demo men, so nobody go over there. No pit classes right now. Just a little bit of a relaxing spam war.
Yeah, gotta try and buff those damage stats if you can.
Yeah, oh, we have a little bomb coming in from Fusion. Unfortunately, gets denied, but the follow-up bomb coming in from Servo. Both Ubers popped. It's a bit of a better Uber for Street Hoops, simply because they have more players. Chasing that frag on that last soldier, the last blue soldier. Deadbolt does clean them up, and right now, Street Hoops need to push in. Goku, oh my god, wait, the medic, Kozen's in real danger here. Both scouts come in, do a ton of damage, but he's able to duck back behind cover. He's currently healing his team long distance with arrows. I think he just hit 3 arrows in a row there on his soldier to keep him alive. That's crazy. Oh my god, Kozen with the medic arrow aimbot doing a fantastic job of keeping his team alive.
Yeah, that was pretty good there. I was worried for Street Hoops there, but it turned out nice crossbows and a good flank play made the danger go away. There we go, I rhymed.
There, that is perfect. Arrow a day makes danger go. Okay, I'm gonna stop. We have a 35% Uber advantage for Street Hoops. Whoa, damage coming in. I see medic surfing away. Servo donates a pick. So really, given the health advantage, or I should say just the numbers advantage that Street Hoops has, it looks like, but unfortunately their health is really bad. They have to all sit around and get buffed, so they can't push quite yet, but their Uber is actually going to tick up before Servo spawns, so it looks like they're going to push in right away, Marxist.
Yeah, we're going to see them lead in the demo here and go ahead and pop. I don't know about that, but they're leading in with your demo here. Really easy way to take two, because they didn't really need to pop there because they went, oh my god, it's Duwatna and Granary second. Everyone ran away.
Yeah.
There was nobody contesting him at all. But now we'll see Uber advantage go in for the Rent Homies. I think they're going to try to do something.
Yeah, but a 60% advantage, and we do see them moving in up top. Short bringing up the rear. He does get taken down by the sleeper trap from Duwatna. Oh, wow, what patience. That's going to pay off a lot, I think. But unfortunately, Kozen does go down. Really good job from Servo getting in there, taking him down with that shotgun play. But we're still seeing Deadbolt rushing in, trying to open up the front here, while Duwatna lays down the hurt. Numbers advantage in favor of Street Hoops. Really just getting in there. It's a melee. John Milter goes down. Goku returns with taking down Ash. That's a roamer for 20B. But as Paragon goes down, we're going to see Street Hoops have to back off a little bit. Duwatna is going to sticky up these doors. Caspian, currently at a 35% Uber advantage.
Yeah, he maintained that through the fight. It was looking pretty bad there, but the Rent Homies got blocked from capping just in the nick of time. And we're going to see Short go down again. So no demo, real hard to hold second, especially, or get into second, rather, especially when Duwatna is still there. They're going to peek around a little bit. I guess we're going to go ahead and go with the Servo Uber. Kind of bumps his head there on the wall. Going to have trouble getting at anybody. And he's going to be stuck out there in that yard. There are scouts running around still on second on Kozen, or Caspian rather, and that will be the end of his life. Paragon grabs it, and now we see the Uber come in again on second from Street Hoops. Don't need to cap that point, continue pushing, and this could be the end for Rent Homies.
Yeah, Short's going to have to go huge here. He's the last man standing, does a good job trying to get as much damage as he can, but unfortunately, it's very hard to win a 1v4 or a 1v5. And Street Hoops are going to take it. 5-0 Marxist. Very quick Granary match, I must say.
That's going to hurt the old land dreams there.
Yeah, so winning this match has firmly solidified Street Hoops eSports' position. They're currently ranked 4th, which means that as of right now, they are qualified to go to LAN. Of course, we still have a few more weeks left in the season. We'll have to see where things go from here. But in terms of rounds 4, Street Hoops eSports are firmly ahead of the 5th place team, which is Renta Homies. They are 12 rounds 4 ahead, which is quite a big disparity there. Street Hoops are closer to Exertus than they are Renta Homies. But Renta Homies still has a chance. They have a 5-5 win-loss, so certainly they're not out of the land running just yet. They can still do it. And I think they have the potential to do it. As I said before, Renta Homies does a good job of rushing in on the flank during those transition plays and causing chaos. They usually open up like a 5 to 10 second window where I feel like they've really made the other team vulnerable. But once they open up that window, it feels like they just kind of stand around and don't really know what to make their next move be. We saw both of them. They were pushing out defensively to try to throw people off, or pushing in offensively to try to start capping a point and initiate an Uber exchange. So I want to see them stick with that strategy. I want to see them refine it, but they need to just follow through. They need to keep that momentum. Once they open up that window, once they confuse the enemy team, they need to get in there and make things happen, get the Uber exchanges going before the other team has time to figure out what's up. As it was right now, they just gave Grape too much time to figure out how he wanted to do his Uber. And then if you let Grape do that, he's going to have a better Uber just every time. He's too strong. So you got to keep him confused. Got to keep him guessing.
Yeah, a lot of the other times, particularly with those second pushes, Servo would lead in, right? And the rest, I think a big problem for Renta Homies was that a lot of Street Hoops would be watching Grape. And Servo couldn't really get into them. They were pretty far away, but they had eyes on it. So they had kind of an idea of what was going on. And Rent Homies couldn't really do that in a lot of situations, particularly because their shtick is to kind of shove everyone in the flank. And I think their timing was just a little off tonight. And it showed on occasion because they let some pretty good chances slide by. But they're still in it, and they're a good bunch of guys, so I don't think that's really going to hurt them in any particular way. In the long run, anyways.
I agree. So I think that's going to do it tonight for us here at Team Fortress TV. Congratulations, Street Hoops and Renta Homies. Don't give up. Certainly still in the running for land. They can still make it. They just need to figure out a few things about their play style. I'm Lange. Casting with me was Marxist. On camera was Dash. And this has been the Team Fortress TV cast of ESEA-Invite Season 16, Week 6, Street Hoops eSports versus Renta Homies on CP Granary. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.